The Monroe Doctrine is an American doctrine which, on December 2, 1823, stated that European powers were no longer allowed to colonize in the Americas or interfere with the affairs of the newly independent states of the Americas.
President James Monroe first stated the doctrine during his 7th annual State of the Union address to Congress, a defining moment in the Union policy of the American states, given that it has been invoked since by many U.S. presidents: Theodore Roosevelt, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, and even John F. Kennedy, as late as up to 140 years later.
First enunciated by the President James Monroe on December 2, 1823, during his 7th annual State of the Union address to the United Congress, the Monroe Doctrine is one of the longest-standing tenets of the American foreign policy.
It would have been impossible for Monroe to envision that its intent and impact would persist with minor variations for almost 2 centuries. Its primary objective was to free the newly independent colonies of Latin America from European intervention and control. The doctrine advocated that the New World and the Old World were to remain distinctly separate spheres of influence, for they were comprised of entirely separate and independent nations. It was born from concerns of both the United States and Great Britain that Spain would attempt to restore its influence over Spain's former colonies. President Monroe claimed the United States of America, although only a fledgling nation at the time, would not interfere in European wars or internal dealings, and in turn expect Europe to stay out of the affairs of the New World. The Western Hemisphere was never to be colonized again, and any attempt by a European power to oppress or control any nation in the Western Hemisphere would be perceived as a direct threat to the U.S.